Welcome back to breaking news. U.S. Central Command launched retaliatory strikes against Iran at the top of the hour at President Trump's direction after Iran shot down two U.S. Army Apache helicopter pilots near the Strait of Hormuz. They were rescued by a robot drone ship, the first of its kind rescue. Fox News' Max Gorden joins us live from Dubai with more details. Max, what more can you tell us? What's breaking now?
Hey there, Liz. Well, U.S. Central Command now saying that they're launching strikes against Iran in response to the downing of a U.S. Apache helicopter by an Iranian drone. These strikes, they first started about 30 minutes ago. It is currently the middle of the night here, about 1:30 Dubai time, Gulf Standard Time. And these strikes, they are occurring at the direction of the commander-in-chief, at the direction of President Trump. CENTCOM says that these strikes are, quote, a proportional response, though it's unclear at this moment what sort of targets are being struck in Iran. Now, the U.S. Apache helicopter was patrolling regional waters at the time it was attacked, early in the morning local time here. Still, it's unclear if the drone meant to shoot down the helicopter, and an investigation has been launched. President Trump earlier said that the killing of any U.S. service members would be a red line that would restart the war with Iran. In this case, though, the two crew members of the helicopter survived and are in stable condition, picked up by a Navy Sea drone about 2 hours after the crash. According to the Navy, that drone was a Saronic Corsair, and this is the first time a downed aircrew has been picked up with a Sea drone. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister posting on X, foreign forces in proximity to our territory are at constant risk on account of their own human errors, plane accidents, or potentially being caught in crossfire. To reduce risk, best solution is for them to leave. We prefer language of diplomacy, but speak other languages too. Amid heightened tensions between the U.S. and Iran, a fragile ceasefire between Iran and Israel. After the two countries traded strikes on Monday, Iran has tied a potential peace deal to an end of Israeli military operations in the south of Lebanon. But Israel's military action against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon continues. Today, the IDF issued evacuation orders before striking the coastal Lebanese city of Tyre as they continue to fight Hezbollah, which has been firing rockets into northern Israel. President Trump said last night that a peace deal with Iran was just a few days away, though it's unclear where the negotiations stand now that we are attacking Iran once again. Back to you.
Thank you, Max Gorden.